origins of illusion, that awareness needs to be enhanced, that spirituality has to be attained, that freedom wants to be sought after and conquered, that fear needs to be overcome. These are only ideas that reside in the ego of the mind and don't truly exist. All of these aspects of the universe are parts of the absolutes, which never change and are part of the spirit within us. It's the mind which blocks us from living within the absolutes of our own spirit. The human mind has an ego which makes everything just an arm's length away. So there is a doing that needs to be done in order to reach, attain, and achieve, which keeps a sense of self that our ego can identify with and correlates with this illusion. So that there's always a feeling of lack that exists within the spirit. The egoic thinking mind wants to naturally turn everything that the body does and that the universal occurrences do for us into an accomplishment, and then take credit for it. All pain, sense of lack, suffering, and drama keeps the ego alive. The ego will create the illusion that there is always something wrong, that there is always something that is needed in order to feel better, that there is always something more that is needed that resides from the outside of you, but that is created from within the mind in order to get better and become one, whole and complete. Fear is an ego-created sense of lack. So it is the synthetic products created of the mind that do not really exist except for the life energy that we decide to feed these ideas that actually give them life. We validate these ideas through more of the ego-centered reasoning that actually created them, and compound them by searching again with the ego-centered mind and supporting them with new ideas, beliefs, and experiences that in some way, shape, or form them with justifications that remotely resemble anything that the ego mind can use to help sell the lie of the mind. The game of illusion is very compelling. If I can get somewhere other than here, experience anything other than this, then I can rest. The game of illusion doesn't care. The purpose of the deception is to keep the game going, to keep you running away from something or running towards something, chasing something. It doesn't matter what it is, just as long as it's something. And that it's something that comes from the outside of you. In order to begin to break through your illusions is to be able to see the nature of the illusion, to be able to see the origin of illusions. Because in seeing the nature of illusion is exactly what will stop the illusion for you. But the resistance is actually to see the truth of the nature of illusion, which is very, very strong because you are extremely attached to all that resides within your illusion, because you believe it to be reality. The greatest obstacle to experiencing the reality of your connectedness is identification with your mind, which causes thought to be compulsive. The best way to get trapped in your illusion is to try to escape it. The mind cannot think its way out of its own creation. The best way to perpetuate its cycle is to think about ways not to be trapped. This keeps the ego in control by thinking there is a problem, and it keeps the attachment to that problem alive. The best way to stay trapped is to be convinced that you know the way out. So to be attached to, with ego, to your false sense of self. And that you have discovered the one single answer to escape a cyclical, forever changing dilemma. The ego is always changing and creating and manipulating you to become attached to another idea, another thought with the purpose of manifesting a new emotion or disturbance within you. Because through drama, the ego lives. Through chaos and calamity, you bring life to your ego mind. Through chaos and calamity, you bring life to your ego mind. So know there is a problem, and your mind is there to save you. It now has a job to do, and you connect to the world and become one with your ego mind to solve the issue. The best way to stay trapped in who you imagine yourself to be is by always trying to be someone or something better, something different. The freedom from the bondages of self are eternally knowing that all of these manifested senses of being are false and really don't exist. That just letting them fall away is the solution to escaping them and not being what you don't want to be. That the effort you've been extending was what was keeping them here, and that any further effort, for or against, would only solidify them into your being, thus increasing your own pain and suffering. Peace, silence, love always exist at the core, at the root level of spirit. Spirit is everything and everywhere. All of the pain and suffering that we think we see and experience is made by the mind of the sufferer, the collective consciousness of what the sufferer is a part of, or is attached to in some way, that they are able to be influenced by another conscious inception of ideas, beliefs, concepts, enough to manifest the emotion, a disturbance within the unconscious spirit of the sufferer. To be able to be deluded by another's conscious ego, one must be unconscious. There will always be the existence of consciousness and unconsciousness within every being. Much as the law of duality, the more consciousness one sees, the more unconsciousness they will become acutely aware of. So the egos of two will seek each other for strength and reflection of each other. They will play off the faults and misunderstandings of each other to create even greater levels of delusion, creating more drama and chaos. Further acknowledging the ego existence and the body-mind attachment, which is the ego's longing for body attachment. The spirit longs to be at one with the Creator, and the mind longs to be at one with the body. The mind is not one with the body and is jealous of the spirit that is. Every thought the mind can attach to in order to create emotion, fear, worry, frustration, excitement, lust, joy, and happiness, self-pity, anger, and excitement. All of these create a union between the mind and the body. It will do its best to achieve this. It will have reasons to support the need for the emotion to occur. And it will create new emotions and draw upon past beliefs and experience, and even create lies, things that never really even happened, to further support the current delusion of sinking further inward into the illusion of the ego, mind, and body connection. This brings us to the end of Origins of Illusions video.